2 weeks. That was all I had to get through, so I just had to house sit while my friend traveled. Easy, right? So I thought. Except the place felt like it was holding its breath, and I could feel it. It was buried in a tangle of trees, so thick wood surrounded everything. Even in broad daylight, the inside stayed dim, so shadows stretched across the walls and branches nudged against the windows, like they were trying to whisper something in. You never really saw the sky, so you only saw leaves, and you only felt movement. Beneath the kitchen was the storage room, so it was narrow and cold. The floor looked like wet stone, even when dry, so it always felt wrong under your feet. Shelves sagged under rows of dusty jars filled with who knew what. And in the middle of the ceiling hung one lonely bulb with a string you had to yank like you were starting an engine. The door was a warped wooden slab with a sliding latch on the outside, so only the outside had control. I always left it alone because something about it felt final. I went down one night to toss in laundry and nothing seemed unusual, just the rhythmic clank of the washing machine, so the air smelled damp and old. I flipped the light off and climbed the stairs, and just as my foot hit the top step, I heard it click. The latch had shut and I froze. My hand twisted the knob and it was locked. I said nothing at first, so I just listened. Then panic caught up, so I shouted and slammed both fists into the door until my arms shook. Nobody answered, and nobody was supposed to be there. Then I remembered the old intercom, so I pressed the button, and static fizzled. Then came breathing so low and drawn out, so slow, it made my stomach turn. It was not mine. Something behind me shifted, and I turned. There it was, so a red rubber ball sat in the middle of the floor. Where had that come from? Because I had not seen it earlier. It rocked gently and then rolled. Another one dropped from the shelf, so it landed without a sound. Then a third appeared. They began bouncing so softly and back and forth like invisible hands were playing a slow game in the dark. I stepped back because my chest felt like it had shrunk. My throat tightened, so my heart thrashed and my brain screamed. And right then, so right at that exact second, the latch slid back open with a clean metal sign. I did not ask questions, so I bolted up the stairs and slammed the door and locked it. I backed away. I never did laundry again in that house, so I barely slept. I did not tell my friend either, because I was not afraid they would laugh, but because I did not know how to explain what I saw, or who else might have been down there, waiting.